When you open up the bracket, this is called expansion. Factorization is the reverse process of an expansion. It would be easier to learn factorization after you get the concept of expansion. Do check out my previous video, expansion on algebraic expressions. You will learn three types of factorization here. Factorization of 2 algebraic terms, 3 algebraic terms, and 4 algebraic terms. In this video, I will explain factorization of 2 algebraic terms. There are 2 methods to factorize. You can use the HCF, or you can use the difference of squares of 2 terms if the 2 terms are perfect squares. Let's look at the first question. 8y plus 12y squared. So you can factorize it by using the HCF method. Yes, you remember the HCF. So you need to find the common factor for these 2 terms, 8y and 12y squares. Okay, what is the common factor for 8 and 12? You can use 4 as the common factor for 8 and 12. Then the remaining will be 2y plus 3y squared. And the common factor for the y square and y, so the common factor will be y. The remaining will be 2 plus 3y. So this is the answer. The highest common factor is 4y. So you need to multiply these two together. So 4y. And what's inside the bracket, which is this, 2 plus 3y. So 4y is the common factor for these 2 terms, 8y and 12y squared. You can double check it by doing an expansion. So you can expand it out. 4y times 2 is 8y, is correct. And then 4y times 3y, you can get 12y squared. So this is correct. So for the next question, using the HCF method, so the common factor for 8 and 10 you can do is 2. The remaining is 4x minus 5xy. And the common factor for these 2 terms, you can have x, then this is 4 minus 5y. So the highest common factor is 2x. And what is inside the bracket is 4 minus 5y. So what is inside the bracket? Actually, you can multiply it out. 2x multiplies with 4, then you can get 8x. And 2x multiplies with negative 5y, then you can get negative 10xy. So this is correct. If the 2 algebraic terms are perfect squares, perfect square is a square of a number. Let's say 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, 4 square. Or you can write it as the number 1, 4, 9, 16. So these numbers are perfect square. So let's see the first question. X squared minus y squared. So x squared is the square of a number which the number x which we don't know. So for this kind of question, your answer will have 2 brackets with the same term. So to get x squared, you will have the multiplication between x and x. So x multiplies with x, you'll get x squared, and y multiplies with y, you will get the y squared. because after that, when you expand it, x times x, you'll get x squared, and y times y, you'll get y squared. And for the negative sign, so remember the multiplications between the same sign, positive positive, you will get positive, and negative negative, you also get positive. So multiplication between same signs, you'll get positive, and multiplication between different signs, positive negative, you will get negative, or negative positive, you will get negative. So to get a negative, you must have positive negative, or negative positive is still the same. So one of it must be positive, one of it must be negative. So positive y multiplies with negative y, you will get negative y squared. And for the expansion, you can expand it out to check the answer whether it's correct or not. So x multiply x, you'll get x squared, and then x multiplies with, and then x multiplies with negative y squared. I'm sorry, it's negative y, you will get negative xy, and y multiplies with x, you will get positive xy. So negative xy and positive xy, so basically you will have 0. So we don't write anything for 0, and then you will have y, positive y multiplies with negative y, so you will get negative y squared. So the answer is correct. For the second question, so you must have two brackets. So for this, we need to find out the number for the perfect square. So you need to find out the square root of the number. So 9x squared is actually 3a squared. So the perfect square of, so this is a perfect square for 3a, is a square of 3a. And minus 100, 100 is actually 10 square. And now you can write it in two brackets. So this is 3a, this is also 3a, so you get 3a square, and 10 square, this is from 10 times 10, 10 square. To get a negative sign, you will have positive and negative. So you must have one negative, one positive. So this is 3a plus 10 multiplies with 3a minus 10, and you can check whether your answer is correct or not by doing expansion. 3a multiplies with 3a, you will get 9a squared, and then 3a multiplies with negative 10, you will get negative 30a, and 10 multiplies with 3a, get positive 30a. So for this, you'll get 0, so you do not have the a terms. And positive 10 multiplies with negative 10, you'll get negative 100. So this is the answer. For our third question, the same thing, you need to find out square root of the number. So 4 is actually 2 square. So square root of 4 is 2. So 4 equals to 2 square minus 9y square is actually 3y square. And to factorize it, you'll need two brackets with the same term, which is 2, and then 3y. 3y times 3y, you will get 3y square. To get a negative, you must have one positive and one negative. So this is the answer. For the next question, okay, when you look at this question, so 3 and 27, you know that 27 is multiples of 3. So first we need to factorize the number or you can find out the HCF for these two numbers. So 3 and 27, so we factorize it, taking out the 3. So the HCF for 3 and 27 is 3, and then the remaining is inside. So 3 multiplies with 1, you will get 3. And to get negative, this is minus. 3 multiplies with 9, you get 27, and then y square. So after that, then only we do factorization for the bracket, which is 1 minus 9y square. So 1 minus 9y square. So 1 is 1 square minus 9y square is actually 3y. So the 9y square is just now the question 3 that we have discussed. It's actually 3y square. And this is 3. So we have two brackets to factorize this, which is this is 1, and then 3y multiplies with 3y. To get a negative, one must have positive and one must have negative. So you can put a negative first and then positive, is still the same. So this is the answer. So for this kind of question, you will always have two brackets in your answer with the same term.